Well, good morning and thank you for joining us. It's 7 o'clock. I'm Julia Leblanc. We have a lot of news to get to, but first we'll start with the weather. Storm team meteorologist Lindsay Rachel joining us now. So Lindsay, felt a little summer-like rather than fall. Well, after more than a month of investigating, the husband of 19-year-old Elizabeth Garrow has been charged with her murder. These court records were just released today, and we're learning a lot from them. We now know it was at least 2 gangs responsible for the shooting happening right here in this back parking lot. The Syracuse Police Department is investigating a shooting with injuries. We're told 1 person has been sent to the hospital. You can see this scene is massive, expanding almost 3 blocks at this point. Thank you for joining us. But first, we'll start with the weather, of course. Okay, we're heating up today. It's snowing. We got all these people that are getting ready to warm up, work out. They have a weekend full of fitness coming up, and stick with us, Jan and Jennifer, because we might be a part of it. I'm not really sure yet. The president himself breaking the news, tweeting it out around 1 o'clock this morning. Syracuse police are still here after more than 7 hours, and they're still combing through the scene at this point. Good morning, Rick. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you two doing?
Lovely. Well, can you first explain to us what exactly is a stock split? Take a look at this parking lot here on Erie Boulevard. These people are definitely taking advantage of those new hours. We saw them waiting in line for the doors to open, and now they're in there doing their shopping. The skipped doctor's visits are also resulting in children missing vaccinations. But the polls have been open for 33 minutes now, and here in Onondaga County, we already have 6,300 voters.
You ever heard of the Connecticut Hammerheads until just
Have
now?
you heard of the Hartford Yard Goats?
No, I love the name,
Our
though.
baseball team?
Yeah. The Yard Goats?
Yes.
Love it.
Not actual yard goats, it's a railroad term. All right, Dan, cheer me on. I'm getting ready to do this.
Awesome. Congratulations.
119 Fenn Street.
This is the scene Syracuse police officers responded to on December 3rd. They had reports of a 6-year-old boy being shot in this Fenton Street home. This video coming straight from a responding officer's body-worn camera, coming in to assist Officer Matthew Tynan, who was already there. Tynan heading straight into the home with one intention: protect and save that little boy. But what he didn't know is the man who police say shot that boy, 31-year-old Miguel Russo, was still in the living room, armed with a gun, just feet away from his now severely injured nephew.
Drop that gun. Drop that gun. Drop that gun.
The suspect threatened to shoot Officer Tynan. Tynan yells for him to drop a gun, and he opens fire as the suspect changes gun hand from left to right,
and pointing that gun right at Officer Tynan. In response, the officer shot Russo 6 times, but the suspect was still moving on the floor, gun in hand. The priority still hyper-focused on saving the 6-year-old. This heartbreaking video showing it all.
You're okay, buddy. Hang on.
What you saw here today is SPD's finest. That situation could have been far more deadly than it was. And I cannot comment enough on the bravery of Officer Tynan and his brother and sister officers who responded to that scene and saved that little boy's life.
For nearly 3 weeks, this is where you could find Brian Caruso making dozens of desks from dusk to dawn.
Yeah, my part is putting this together, and then Sue's been painting them.
Then they give it all away for free. It all started with this Facebook post, and since then, hundreds of requests have poured in.
We had a couple of inputs. Somebody, they were doing their homework on an ironing board. Somebody, they were sitting in bed and doing it. Somebody else wrote us and said, my kids are on the floor.
Because of being a retired teacher, we wanted to have kids have a chance at home where they could sit and study and learn, and we just wanted to do that.
And they've had some help from the community. Neighbors donated money for plywood, and they got free paint from Lowe's. Other than that, Brian's been searching for scraps of wood wherever he can find them. When people pick up the desks, there's no questions asked.
One of the recipients sent us a picture of their daughter, and it just made my day.
The Carusos are donating 7 desks to the Huntington Family Center. Here they have a youth program which they're hopefully transforming and bringing to this building, where they're going to need those desks to reimagine the place.
For somebody in the community to say we are going to support you was very overwhelming.
But the Huntington Center is one of their last deliveries for now. They want others in the community to recognize the need.
What I'm hoping is with this interview that somebody else will pick up on it and say, I can do that. That's a simple desk. and maybe that'll kick somebody else into gear.
Making a difference one desk at a time. Julia LeBlanc, News Channel 9. A proper send-off for 22 nurses leaving from Upstate Medical University and heading to Long Island, ready to serve on the front lines of what many are calling a war zone. Their colleagues and administrators cheering their names as they get in their cars and take a leap of faith, a support they always knew they had but couldn't see.
But this is something.
The nurses will be working alongside their peers at Stony Brook University Hospital, where they're in dire need of help in their intensive care units and emergency rooms, saving those who are critically ill from COVID-19.
We're in the spot right now where we could send. So she was, I thought the chief nursing officer there was going to burst into tears when I told her that we could send nurses.
Upstate police, state troopers, deputies, and other members of law enforcement guiding them in a procession on their way out.
Law enforcement always stands with our medical community. And what better way to say, we're thinking of you.
The nurses seen as heroes, but if you tell that to them.
This is what we do every day. This is what we love to do. We have heroes inside of there. We have heroes cleaning our hospital, helping to keep it safe. You know, there's heroes all over the place.
Just thank you to our nurses. We could not be prouder, I think the whole community. And just stay safe, and we need you back here when you're done.
Scared of the unknown, but ready to take on the job they know they have to do. Julia LeBlanc, News Channel 9.